Greetings, folks. Ealer here. I expect at this point most people know that World of Warships Update 098 is getting rolled out this week. I'm going to go through two articles that cover 098. First is the main article about the update, and then the second article goes into more detail about the anniversary celebrations and the event, which is the theme of 098. So first starting with the downtime of the servers, most of the servers, that is everything except Europe, we'll see the update get pushed out during the day tomorrow, Wednesday, September 2nd, although that will probably be today by the time most of you see this video. These times listed here are for me locally here on the west coast of North America. So please check out the article, which I'll leave links to in the description below, to get the local times for wherever you are. Note that the update is actually quite large this time. It's 8 gigabytes. Wargaming did have an announcement on their website 2 or 3 days ago stating that folks could start early download of the update. So if you haven't done that and you have a relatively slow network connection, just keep this in mind. Next item is a link to the YouTube video featuring Dasha, who does an overview of the update, so you can go check that out if you'd like. And then next is an overview of the anniversary event. So there's the new 5 Epochs of the Navy campaign. There is a new collection, the 5 Epochs of the Navy collection. And then there's also a discussion of the victory bonuses, which are rewards we can receive for the first win in each ship starting at tier 5 during the update. So this is very similar to how we run, or how we've seen the snowflake events run at the end of the year for the last couple of years. And there's also a discussion of asymmetric battles. Now, all of these items that I just mentioned are also covered in the second article I'm going to get to. So I'm kind of moving past these fairly quickly, and I'll get into them in more detail when I do get to the second article. The next item is the update on the Dockyard. So just a reminder that we are building the premium Tier 8 U.S. Navy heavy cruiser, the Anchorage, in the Dockyard for 098, and the build period will extend through 099. The Dockyard event is being run very similarly to how we did it for the Odin. There will be 20 shipbuilding phases. Each shipbuilding phase can be completed by finishing directives or by spending 1,750 doubloons per phase. Now, as I mentioned, the directives will span 2 updates, 098 and 099. The dockyard itself will continue to be open through 0910, but the actual build of the ship must be completed by 099. So any access in 0910, I think, is mainly just for sort of visual pleasure to be able to go back and look at the dockyard. We can complete 18 of the 20 shipbuilding phases through the directives, but to complete the ship, we have to purchase 2 shipbuilding phases. And so for a total of 3,500 balloons, in US dollars equivalent, that's $14. Obviously, check your local currency to see what the cost is there. And then, again, a reminder that the Anchorage is going to come with this additional camouflage called a national camouflage. It is stylized based on the artwork of the indigenous peoples of the Northwest of North America. That was kind of long-winded. But yeah, it's a very cool looking camo. So this is one of the alternative camos that you can check out. So that's the Dockyard event. There is going to be a full article dedicated to the whole dockyard that will come out presumably within the next couple of days. So we may do a quick video on that once that is rolled out. Next item is an update in the Armory. So prior to 098, we had these daily shipments where we got, these free random bundles. That is now being replaced with bundles that we collect in the Armory. Now for 098, there will be a total of 15 bundles, and they will be available over a 3-week period. And so we will be able to miss up to 6 days of basically not logging in and potentially missing a bundle in order to get all of the bundles. So to get these bundles, you just have to log in. But again, they're just reminding us that out of the 15 bundles, it's going to be available over a 21-day period, so you can miss 6 days of not logging in and still get all the content in the Armory. There's some details here on the bundle contents. There's going to be one bundle that includes 1 day of premium time. There will be 5 bundles that provide 50,000 credits each, one bundle of 50 doubloons, 4 bundles of three anniversary camouflages. There will be 3 bundles with gift containers, which will go over to the second article here in a moment. These include or are included are special signals. And then lastly, there's going to be one bundle that will include a King of the Sea container to help try to round out some of the collection items in the King of the Sea event. All right, so that's the Armory. Next item is ranked battles. This is a fairly short announcement. The ranked battles will take place between September 16th and October 13th, so basically a 4-week period. It will be 8 versus 8 with tier 10 ships. We can earn up to 5,500 steel and a variety of other rewards. And then there's a list of the maps that are going to be included. Again, there's going to be a detailed article that goes over the ranked battles, so stay tuned for that. Visual improvements. Wargaming is making some adjustments to how fog is rendered. So the scenery you see to the left of this slider is what it looks like today in 097, and then to the right of the slider is what the fog will look like after the update. So some minor visual variations there just to make it look more realistic. Next item is the first announcement about the, or I should say the first content associated with the collaboration with Transformers. So there will be a series of camouflages that we can purchase or acquire somehow for tier 10 ships. There will be some dedicated camouflage patterns, some new special commander voiceovers, some new containers, and some theme patches and flags. And again, there's going to be a separate article that will go into this in more detail, which we'll announce later. So I'm not going to go through all of these in gory detail, although this is a pretty concise update right here. Next is there are going to be some, for the Mid-Autumn Festival holiday, there are some permanent camouflages for the Warspite, Dunkirk, Kaga, and Prince Eugen, as well as 3 unique commanders. I don't think these commanders have special skills. I think these are just ornamental in some sense. These are just visual. And this is what the Mid-Autumn Festival camouflage looks like on the Dunkirk. All right, there will be a new commemorative flag and meritorious service patch that will be coming out with the update as well. And again, details on how to get these will be published later as well. So lots of details that are being deferred. Next item is there are some changes to the Admiral Hipper and the Königsberg, 2 of the German cruisers in the tech tree line. So first of all, the Admiral Hipper's alpha hull is being completely removed from the game. I personally think this is quite overdue. It was quite difficult to grind through 3 hulls of the Hipper for new players, so I'm glad that they're consolidating this. So basically what is currently the Bravo and Charlie hulls will now become the Alpha and Bravo hulls respectively. You will get some compensation if you've already researched the Bravo hull, and if you research the Charlie hull, they will make sure that the Bravo hull is mounted if you don't already have it mounted. So basically Wargaming is just trying to get you leveled up if you're in the process of working through the Hipper already. The stock hull of the Königsberg is being replaced with a new one. So I haven't seen the specific details on what exactly is changing here, but what they describe here is there some changes to the AA and secondary guns. I don't know if that's to make them stronger or just somehow reconfigure them. So we shall see. Next item is an announcement about audio for the Naval Legends has been added to the game client. So the Naval Legends is a series of videos that Wargaming has been releasing over the years that cover sort of major technological or naval content during the first half of the 20th century. These could be videos about like the Bofors AA cannons, or it could be about specific ships or particular events or whatever. So all of the Naval Legends audio, I guess, is getting put into the game, and you'll have a chance to be able to listen to it. You have to enable it through the listen to your own music option in the audio settings, and there's some details here. on how to activate that if you want to do that. There's also some further discussion about the Naval Legends event, or some Naval Legends activity that's going to happen in the article here in just a moment. Next item is the ships, the Belfast 43 and the Oklahoma, which were two previously announced premium ships that are in testing right now, will be coming to the live servers for testers to use. So we will start seeing these ships in random battles among the testers. And then a few other changes and improvements. I'm going to go in reverse order here. So first is there's a link to the list of fixes that are included that are either to specific ships or UI components or whatever. I'm not going to go through those in this video. You can click on this link and go look at those details to see if there's anything that you're particularly interested in. Next one in the middle is the thunderstorm front and the snowstorm mechanics are becoming available again in the game. I know that this is going to invoke some discussion, for lack of a better term, among the player base. I know a lot of players really dislike the thunderstorm front and snowstorm mechanics, but they are being brought back to the game. So you can leave your comments or leave your frustrations in the comments below if you want to do that. So I know that these features are not really seen as features by some players. And then the last item here, this one, which is actually listed first, is actually quite important. So if you guys remember back in the springtime when the whole pandemic thing really started to peak, we saw a very large influx of players on the servers, and we started to see this synchronization error or synchronization problem that a number of people have had highlighted. There was a whole video from Flamu on it, and he made a big stink to Wargaming, and Wargaming, said that they were looking into it, blah, blah, blah. So there was a whole history behind this. Well, it looks like Wargaming is making some changes to try to reduce the occurrences of the synchronization errors. And the way that this would occur is the position of a ship as it was displayed on a client screen was not the same as what the server thought the ship was located. And so when you fired upon a ship, if you didn't give it sort of adjusted lead, then you may miss the ship even though you thought you were aiming at it correctly. So there's a whole bunch of videos that go into this. I know for sure there's one from Flamu that was quite popular in the community as it's sort of the poster child of the problem. So you can go check that out to understand this. But it looks like Wargaming is making some changes, I'm assuming, on either both the server or the client to reduce the occurrences of these synchronization problems. All right, so that's it for the main article. Let me jump over to the anniversary details. So the anniversary event takes place between Wednesday, September 2nd, which is tomorrow when the update first rolls out, and September 30th, although it ends at 3 a.m. Pacific time. So for all intents and purposes, it ends on the 29th. So that's when all of these, or most of these activities are going to be in effect. So the first item is there's going to be an updated designer tables port. This is largely visual. There's a birthday cake, etc. And almost certainly this will be the default port that everybody will have when they open up 098 tomorrow or when it comes to your server. The next item is the first victory bonuses. So each ship will have an icon starting at tier 5 and up. Each ship will have an icon. This is again very similar to the snowflake events and some of the other events that we've had over the last couple of years. The first win in each ship at tier 5 and higher will allow players to earn rewards, and the rewards vary depending on the tier of the ship. So for tiers 5 through 7, we receive 2 World of Warships anniversary camouflages. For tier 8, we receive 1 gift container. For tier 9, we receive two gift containers. And for tier 10, we will receive 1 super container. So if you're on the brink of getting a tier 10 ship, it'd be a good idea probably to try to get that wrapped up and available to you during the anniversary event period, which again ends on September 30th. and get your win in on that tier 10 ship so you can get the super container. The gift containers include 5 special signals, all of the same type, either dragon, red dragon, wyvern, Ouroboros, hydras, basilisk, scylla, or leviathan. And then again, just a reminder that this event or the reward is the result of the first win for each ship in the update. And you can do it in co-op as well. So in these events, we tend to see a lot of players in co-op just knocking off these snowflakes, or in this case, sort of these gift tokens or icons on their ships. All right. Next item is the 5 epochs of the Navy campaign. This is a permanent campaign, so we can complete it at our leisure. The first part of the campaign will open when the update is released, and then each subsequent phase or mission will open up in each week following. And so after 5 weeks, basically all of the missions will be open. Each mission has 10 tasks. You can repeat tasks like we do with other combat missions or with other campaigns, excuse me. Now, what's kind of interesting is that the ships that we need to play with each of these missions kind of corresponds to the history. So they're saying that the opening missions will require playing ships of tier 2 through tier 4. And they make reference to ships like the South Carolina, the Kawauchi, the Gungut, the Dreadnought, and so on. Kind of interesting that Wargaming in this case is actually requiring us to play lower tiers, which traditionally they haven't for a lot of combat missions and campaigns and things like that. So it's just thematic with the campaign. They also mention here that we can complete the campaign, get all the collection of containers, which I'm going to get to here in a moment, and obtain the final reward by completing the first 3 tasks of each mission by playing any ships of the relevant tiers. So you're not locked into saying, I really didn't want to have to play the South Carolina again or whatever. You won't be forced to, but you will still be playing ships around that tier level. All right, so the final reward for completing the campaign is an epical permanent camouflage that is or permanent camouflage, like I said, that we can apply to a tier 9 ship. All tier 9 ships can mount this except the Azerlane Sovietskaya Russia. So I don't think that's going to be too much of a big deal, because that ship already has a specialized permanent camouflage. This is what the camouflage looks like on the Friedrich der Große. So this is like we saw with the New Year's camos from last year. These we will assign to a ship, and then they stay with that ship in perpetuity. All right, as I mentioned, the first mission will become available with the updated 098, and then each mission will be released the following week. And then again, also a reminder with these campaigns, we can complete the same tasks in a mission multiple times. So if you just want to work through the stars as efficiently as possible, you don't have to do all of the tasks. You can repeat tasks. You will only get the reward the first time you complete the task, but you can at least collect the stars by doing the tasks repeatedly. All right, next item is the 5 epochs of the Navy collection. So there will be a collection which includes 30 elements spread across 5 sections, so 6 elements each. And this is again in dedication to the anniversary and to the theme of the update. The way that we acquire the collection items is by completing the campaign missions. That will allow us to earn special containers that will include the collection items and some other goodies. So the reward for completing the collection is a second epical camouflage, permanent camouflage, so we'll have 2 that we can apply. When we complete missions in the campaign and collect these containers for the collection, or get these containers for the collection, each container will have 1 item from the collection, and duplicates can be replaced 1 for 1. So it's very straightforward that if you end up getting a duplicate, you can easily just get something else. And then, let's see, just double checking the notes here. And then there's another way to receive containers. So 30 containers we can get by completing the tasks of the campaign. but we can also obtain containers by participating in the official World of Warships streams. And the way that this has been working as of late, I think this is a method that Wargaming's been using to try to get the community more directly engaged with the activities of World of Warships, is to get them watch the streams. There are codes that are announced during the streams that you can enter and redeem on the World of Warships website, and then collect at least in this case, additional containers. Now, what's been happening is these codes are only active when the stream is actually running, and to some extent for a few minutes after the stream is over. So you either need to be watching the stream and looking for the code, or have a buddy who will tell you the code while he's watching the stream, or they're watching the stream, whatever. So a few other ways to get these containers. As I mentioned here, the containers include one component of the collection, one anniversary camouflage, and then one of 3 potential items, either 50,000 credits, 500 free XP, or 2 economic signals. All right, the next item. So that's the collection. So the next item is about the asymmetric battles. So I've talked about this a couple of times in some previous videos, but for folks that aren't aware, there is going to be this new, effectively experimental battle mode called Asymmetric Battles. 2 teams. One team will be comprised of 5 to 7 Tier 7 and Tier 8 ships, and the other team will be comprised of 9 to 12 Tier 5 and Tier 6 ships that will compete against each other. And then we can participate at Tier 7 and Tier 8 by collecting battle tokens, and you receive battle tokens by playing the game, and depending upon which tier you have, and that's what this table shows. So for Tier 5, you collect a game. If you play a game, you don't have to win, but if you play a game at Tier 5 in the asymmetric battles, you get 250 tokens. At Tier 6, you get 150. At Tier 8, you get 200, and at Tier 9, or I'm sorry, Tier 7, you get 200, and Tier 8 you get 25. Now, to participate in the battles at Tier 5 and 6, there's no cost. You can just jump in. To participate in the battles at Tier 7 and 8, you have to spend the 500 battle tokens. So, like I said, one way to earn the battle tokens is by playing the game. We can also collect battle tokens by just logging in. So each day we log in, we will receive 1,000 battle tokens, which is basically enough to play 2 asynchronous battles at Tier 7 and 8. Now, these matches are going to be played on 3 of the operations maps. So Ultimate Frontier, Naval Station Newport, and Killer Whale. So kind of some interesting map choices, and if you click on these maps, you can see what the initial starting positions of the team. So I'm reading the smaller red team is the Tier 7 and 8 ships, and the larger green team down here are the 5 and 6 ships. Obviously, depending upon which side you are will dictate the colors, but the point is that they've got some diagrams as far as the starting positions on these maps. Let's see, they say here, if the waiting time for the first player in the queue exceeds 3 minutes, then the teams will be rounded out with bots. So hopefully, in fact, actually, I need to touch on this because I skipped over it too quickly. The asymmetric battles are only going to be available for the first 2 weeks of the update. So they start when the update gets rolled out, tomorrow, September 2nd, and they will end on September 16th, although at 3 a.m. Pacific time. So materially speaking, they will end on Tuesday, September 15th. I think this is kind of on purpose by Wargaming to get people motivated to try these battles at the time that they're actually available. I kind of read this as sort of some public system testing of the battles to see how appealing they are to the community, and how practical or viable the game modes are, how much people enjoy them, whether they really work well, etc. So I see this as slightly experimental, and then depending upon the outcome, I imagine Wargaming may consider bringing them back, either as seasons or some other method. All right, I mentioned here that to play at Tier 7 and 8, you have to have 500 battle tokens spent. And then I also mentioned that you collect the battle tokens based on the tier that you play, but you also get 1,000 tokens every day upon logging into the game. And then note that you cannot form divisions in asymmetric battles, which I was kind of disappointed about. I was hoping that I'd be able to do it, but I'm still going to play, even though I can't form a division. And then there are no achievements that we can earn from asymmetric battles. One other interesting comment that was made in here, I'm trying to find where it was. Yeah, I don't see where it is here, but there is definitely a point in here on this article. I'm overlooking it right now. You actually have to participate in the battle. There's an explicit statement in here that you don't necessarily have to win or lose, but you have to participate. And if you don't participate, like basically you just go AFK, you won't receive any battle tokens. And I think that's to basically discourage people from, logging into the game, walking away just so they think they can earn battle tokens and then come back to the game later. I think that's purposely intended to prevent that. Again, I'm missing where that's cited in this article, but I definitely saw it. All right. Let's see. Special combat missions available for Tier 5 and 6 ships will be available as well, and this will earn gift containers. So take a look at your combat missions so that you can pick up some additional gift containers for playing Tier 5 and Tier 6 ships. I think this is really intended to get people to play at those tiers, both through the gifts as well as the higher number of battle tokens that we can earn. All right, the last item here, and I'm way too over, much longer than I wanted to on this article, but do want to touch on it. So there is going to be a marathon watching of the Naval Legends series, which is again this series of videos that Wargaming has posted over the years on various naval-related topics. There's gonna be more detail on this in a separate article, but the first episode is going to go live September 7th, which is this coming Monday. And they're going to have a dedicated article that will go into the details of this event on September 5th, so later this week. And there will be some rewards for participating in the marathon, basically watching the videos, I assume in some sort of stream or audience-based mode. And we can earn up to 1 billion credits as a reward. They also say that if they get enough participants and enough subscribers to watch the videos, that they'll convert those credits to coal. So might be for those of you who are like the Naval Legends videos and are interested in watching them, or if they're new to you and you just like to see them, there's some ways to earn some rewards from doing that as well. So again, there's going to be an article later, beginning of next week, that will go over the details of that as well. All right, I think that's going to cover it. There's a lot of material here. Again, I strongly recommend that folks go and read these articles so that they don't miss something, or they make sure that they understand all the details, because I did go over some of this fairly quickly, but hopefully some good information for you to pick up on. So I think that, like I said, I think that's going to wrap it up. Let me finish scrolling up here. And thanks much for watching. I hope the information here was useful and interesting. And as always, we hope to see you out there on the virtual seas, and we wish you happy sailing.